Welcome back, True Seeker. Viral story in the news this week. Former NFL player Darren Lee accused of using Chatgpt to help murder his girlfriend. And remember, he's being accused of this. It doesn't mean it's true. This story was really making the rounds on March 11th. A lot of the mainstream covered it on the 11th of March, the anniversary of the Cooties-19 pandemic. And the anniversary of the NBA lockdown. Remember, both of those things had the 113 encoded in them, just like artificial intelligence. And of course, ChatGPT, it's one of the leading names in artificial intelligence. So the 11th of March, again, if you're new here, gematria. That's what I talk about on this channel. The Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words, and how our media is seemingly contrived by this code every single day. How sports games are rigged by this code, how crypto is rigged by this code, the market's rigged by this code, the elections are rigged by this code. And if you doubt that, you owe it to yourself to check it out, because you might find that it's 100% true, and you might do what I and others have done, improve our position in this world, not getting taken advantage of by the matrix, but instead taking advantage of the matrix, and that means building wealth and more. So, Darren Lee, for part of his career, did wear number 52. He didn't wear 52 his whole career, but he did wear 52. If you read my last book, Letters and Numbers, I talked about the Technocracy takeover of Cooties-19. And keep in mind, 2020, when all that went down, that was 52 years after Space Odyssey 2001 came out. That came out in 1968, the year of years. But I made a big point. I wrote a chapter about this in my book, Letters and Numbers. Of course, technology equals 52, so does Darren Lee. And if we're talking AI, we're obviously talking technology. And like I said, who's behind the Technocracy? Same people behind these rigged sports leagues, news. Same people who gave us the calendar and the language. It is the Jesuit order, the military order of the Pope. And notice, from Darren Lee's birthday until these headlines went viral March 11th, 144 days. And with regards to the Jesuits, it should remind you of what was popping off in the headlines the night before we attacked Iran. The Pentagon and Open AI struck a deal. And of course, Open AI equals 60, like Donald Trump, who sacrificed his ex-wife exactly 60 weeks into the first ever Jesuit nation year on the same day he said he'd run in the 60th U.S. presidential election, which he won with asterisks because they're all rigged. None of these guys really win. It's all one big rigged show. Just like we point out every time, just like we call it before it happens every time. But yeah, Sam Altman, there was a lot here to it. The ritual with striking the deal was 54 days before Sam Altman's birthday. Remember, Jesuit order with the alphabetic order 144 with the alphabetic order in numerology, Jesuit order 54. Again, if you're new here, the four base ciphers of the English language, alphabetic order, reverse alphabetic order, both orders with numerology applied. In the case of the Jesuits, 54 is huge with them. At their peak, they had 54 universities in the U.S. Their first one was established by a 54-year-old John Carroll. Their headquarters is the Church of the Jesuit, Building 54. If you've ever seen Roddy Piper's They Live, Cable 54 is the enemy of the world. The movie came out 201 days after Roddy Piper's birthday. Keep in mind the word alien equals 41, and that movie came out in 88, 41 years after 47. That's a whole other topic. The Jesuit suppression did last 41 years. Are these people really from another world? That's a whole other topic. Sometime we'll bring David Icke on to talk about that one if he wants to. But anyway, yeah, if you missed my work on this the night before we attacked Iran by the numbers, and yeah, you can go back and check that out. But little Jesuit fingerprints on that. And don't forget the Stargate Project's announcement by the numbers with Sam Altman and the other tech billionaires. They announced that one on the 21st day of the first month, the Stargate Project 211, like 21st of January 21/1, 211 47th prime. That was 275 days after Altman's last birthday, like the Stargate Project the other way around. So I got to know both ciphers to see how it goes. Right after the 60th election, 60th inauguration. How Bill Gates, how his birthday is the anniversary of Stargate, which came out in 94, which the year Amazon was established, which the year Bill Gates became a celebrity, which the year Kurt Cobain died 94 days after Bill and Melinda got married, and his mama died that year, and then eventually his daddy died at 94. And if you run it forwards, alien equals 41. If you run it in reverse, it equals 94. Just wait for the year 2041. It'll be 94 years after 1947, the year of the first UFO sightings. The first one up in Seattle, that's the Space Needle. The second one in the 47th state, New Mexico. Seattle's on the 47th parallel. New Mexico's the 47th state. Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos started their companies in New Mexico, moved them up to Seattle. Pretty ritualistic, but yeah, anyway, that's an older post too. Larry Ellison of Oracle telling us the future. But yeah. My guess is Darren Lee didn't do it. You know, we know what the NFL loves to do. It loves to ritually kill their former black NFL players and shame them. And this one's one for the times. Guy who tried to kill his girlfriend using Chatgpt. We'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. Till next time.